devotees. I welcome you all for joining for the first.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंद सर्व कारण कारणम। Hare Krishna. By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So now we are in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished 16 slokas. So I welcome all those who are joining for the first time today. And I'll be covering slokas from all the chapters so that you won't miss anything. So in Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter, we are studying about the most confidential knowledge. Krishna is teaching us that how he is the Lord of this nature, how everything is controlled by him. So how he is the Maheswara. So all such things we are understanding. And also we are understanding that the devotees will worship him all the time, chanting his glories. So because they know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. So Jnatva bhutadim avyayam means knowing that Krishna is the origin, Krishna is the beginning of everything. Yajnatva, Krishna is saying that Yajnatva mokshashe asubhat. So Jnatva mokshashe asubhat. In many places we already studied in different slokas Krishna tells that. Yajnatva mokshashe asubhat means by knowing this we will be freed from all miseries of material existence. So that is Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. That means what we know, Yajnatva means what we know that Krishna is the origin of everything. So Krishna is the beginning of everything. And Krishna has no beginning for himself. So that knowledge if we get, so that means we will be freed from all miseries of material existence. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching about himself also. So we are understanding about ourselves that we are not the body, we are the soul, but we are also understanding about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, so that we are able to develop the loving relationship with him. So in this Bhagavad Gita only we understand that Krishna is the source of everything and everything emanates from Krishna, everything comes from Krishna. So that way, with this knowledge, we will be able to connect ourselves with Krishna, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna also told us very clearly, without connecting ourselves with him, it is not possible for us to get out of this material bondage. We have to go to Krishna's well. So that is the only way we can free ourselves from all the problems. So for that, we have to connect with Krishna. We have to understand about Krishna, understand about ourselves. We have to know about Krishna. So Krishna is the one who is to be known. That is the main thing. So Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita that Sarvaischa Vedaihi Aham Yeva Vedyo. Of all the Vedas, I am to be known. That's what Krishna is teaching. So Krishna should be known from all the Vedas. So that means if we know Krishna, so that means we already know all the Vedas. So that means if we know Bhagavad Gita, so in Bhagavad Gita we know about Krishna very well. We are understanding about Krishna. Krishna is teaching about himself. So that means we know the entire, all the Vedas. So that's what Krishna says, that Sarvasya Chaham Kriti Sannivishtu Mattagas Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvaigi Aham Eva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. So I am the one who is the compiler of Vedas. That's what Vedanta Krit. And I am the one who is the knower of Vedas, Vedavid. So Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham, and Sarvaisya, and of all the Vedas, I am to be known. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So Krishna, that's why if we study Bhagavad Gita, that means we already know all the Vedas. There is no need for us to spend time to go and study all the Vedas, because we already know Bhagavad Gita. So Veda is Sarvaika Aham Eva Ved. In one sloka also in the second chapter, Krishna teaches us that Yavan Artaka Udapani Sarvataka Sampluto Dake Tavan Sarvesu Vedesu Brahmanasya Vijanata. So whatever we can do with a water in a well, that's what Yavan Artaka Udapani. At once we can, purposes served by water in the well is at once served by a great reservoir of water. That's what Yavanataka Udapani Sarvataka Sampluto Dake. So that means if we know the purpose of the Vedas, so that means we know all the Vedas. So that's why Yavanataka Udapani Sarvataka Sampluto Dake Tavan Sarvesu Vedesu Brahmanasya Vijanataka. So for all the Vedas, we need to understand about the Brahman, about the Param Brahman, about ourselves, about Krishna, the Supreme Brahman. So that's why Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Sasvatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. So you are the Supreme Brahman. So that's why Tavan Sarvesu Vedesu Brahmanasya Vijanataka. So that means if we know that we should be known and Krishna should be known of all the Vedas, so that means we know all the Vedas. So that's why if we know Bhagavad Gita, we know everything. If you understand Bhagavad Gita, we know everything. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the scriptures, all the Shastras. In this Kali Yuga, we don't have time to go and read all these scriptures. And of course, since all the purpose of Vedas itself is only to know about Krishna only, so then we are already knowing about Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So that means there is no need for us to go and study all the different Vedas, Upanishads and all such things. Because whatever we need, Krishna is giving us very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes people, without understanding the complete knowledge of all these things, so they just take something from here, something from there, and then quote that, and then follow that. So that way, we are not getting the complete picture, even in Bhagavad Gita itself. Even in Bhagavad Gita, sometimes people, they talk about Bhagavad Gita, but they don't understand the complete picture of Bhagavad Gita. They don't take everything from Bhagavad Gita. And sometimes people actually take Krishna out of Bhagavad Gita. They don't even talk about Krishna. They talk for hours using the slokas in Bhagavad Gita, but they don't even mention that Krishna is the personality of God. If you go and ask them, do you believe in Krishna? They say no. But they quote slokas from Bhagavad Gita. So that way, we need to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is completely. So Krishna is in Bhagavad Gita, in many slokas, Krishna is saying that aham, me, mama. So if we simply take Krishna out of Bhagavad Gita, then we are not going to get anything. So that's why Krishna is saying that anyone who is envious of me cannot understand this knowledge, because this is the most confidential knowledge. So we have to be very careful. Sometimes people talk about philosophy and they quote slokas from Bhagavad Gita. If they are not talking about Krishna, then we should not listen to those people at all. That's why we need to be very careful. We should not be cheated. So in Bhagavad Gita, without Krishna, there is no Bhagavad Gita. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita itself is to take us to Krishna. is to give us Krishna, to connect us with Krishna, to connect us with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. That is the whole purpose of this Bhagavad Gita. So that part we need to understand very, very clearly. So that's why Krishna is saying that I am explaining you this knowledge, because you are not envious of me, because you love me, because you are dearer to me. Bhuya evam mahabaho srunume paramam vachaha yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. So you hear from me the topmost confidential knowledge. Bhuya eva mahabaho srunume paramam vachaha. You again hear from me all those supreme words, and I am explaining to you yatte aham pravakshyami. So that is priyamanaya. Priyamanaya means you are dear to me. That's why for your benefit, I am giving you this knowledge. Hitakamya, for your benefit. So Krishna is giving this knowledge for our benefit. Because Krishna loves us so much, and Krishna is giving us this knowledge, and we can understand this knowledge only if we love Krishna. Only if we believe in Krishna. If we don't believe in Krishna, then we are not going to get this knowledge at all. So that way, it's very clear for us to understand from Bhagavad Gita that this knowledge can be explained only to those who believe in Krishna, who believe in this Bhagavad Gita. Others, we cannot give this knowledge to them. So that way, we should be able to identify the devotees who are believing in Krishna. So then we should give this knowledge to them. So by giving this knowledge to them, we are rendering great devotional service unto Krishna. Because Krishna will be very, very pleased with us, very much pleased with us, if we just take this Bhagavad Gita to our heart, by heart, and if we just spread Krishna's message to everyone. So that way, by Krishna's costless mercy, we will be able to achieve Krishna's abode. That is very much possible. We will be able to go to Krishna's well, Goloka. That is just by getting this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita only. So in this Bhagavad Gita, in 18 chapters, Arjuna asks many questions and Krishna is answering everything very, very clearly. Everything. Because Arjuna is understanding. And many times, if you notice very carefully, Arjuna asks the question based on what Krishna is saying, and especially in the last sloka, when Krishna finishes, when Krishna explains in several slokas, and whatever sloka Krishna is finished, from that only Arjuna asks. For example, in the 7th chapter towards the end, Krishna finished Sadi bhutadi devam mam sadi yajnam chaye vidugu prayana kale pichamam te vidugu yukta chetasaka. So that was the last sloka in the 7th chapter. And just in the previous sloka also, Krishna said that Jara marana mokshaya mamasritya yadantiye te brahma tadviduhu kritsnam adhyatma karma chakhilam. So to get liberation from old age and death, Jara marana. So old age and death, Jara marana mokshaya Mamashitya yadantiye. So they take shelter unto me and they will worship me. Mamashitya yadantiye, and they know what is Brahma. Te Brahma tadvidu Krishnam. Adhyatma karma chakilam. They know what is Brahman and what is karma and what is Te Brahma tadvidu Adhyatma. What is Adhyatma? What is karma? Not only that, they also know that Sadi bhutadi devam mam sadi yajnam chaye vidugu prayana kale pichamam te vidugu yukta chetasaga. They know what is adibhuta, adideva, adiyajna, sadi bhutadi devam mam, adibhuta, adideva, adiyajna, sadi yajnam chaye vidugu. Then at the time of death, prayana kale, at the time of death, they know me. They know me. So just by knowing me, at the time of death, they will come to me. That's what Krishna says. Then immediately Arjuna is asking that question in the 8th chapter, 1st and 2nd sloka. Kim tat brahma, kim madhyatma, kim karma purushottama, adibhutam cha kim proktam, adidevam kim uchyate, adiyajnaka katam kotra, dehesmin madhusudana, prayana kale cha niyatatma bhigi. So katam nyayosi niyatatma bhigi. So that's what Arjuna is asking. So what is Brahman? Kim tat Brahma? What is karma? What is adhyatma? What is adibhuta, adideva, adiyajna? And at the time of death, how to know about you? Prayana kale cha katam nyayosi niyatatma bhigi. So that's what Arjuna asks. So whatever Krishna said at the end, Arjuna is simply asking everything. So then Krishna is answering that entire 8th chapter we studied, that at the time of death, how to know about Krishna? Because Arjuna asked that question. It's a very important question. So how to know about Krishna at the time of death? Prayana kale cha katam nyayosi niyatatma bhigi. So then Krishna is continuing from there. Still Krishna is answering Arjuna's that question. Whatever just now I've explained all those questions, all the questions except that one question Krishna answered in the just next to sloka itself. Krishna answered all the other questions, but this one question, next two slokas Krishna answered all the other questions, but this one question, that is prayana kalecha katam nyayosi niyatatma bhigi. So at the time of death, so how to remember Krishna, how to know Krishna. So that's what we are studying right now in the 8th chapter. The entire 8th chapter, how to reach Krishna, how to attain the Supreme, we understood very clearly. And now in the entire 9th chapter, we are studying that the most confidential knowledge, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Because Krishna is giving us more knowledge about himself. So when we understand more and more and more about Krishna, that means our closeness with Krishna increases so much. That means we are going to develop so much love towards Krishna, and we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna. So that way we are able to forget about this material world. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we are able to constantly remember Krishna, and at the time of death, we will be able to simply disconnect ourselves from this material world. That's what is needed. That is the strength what we need. At the time of death, of course, it is going to come to everyone. Everyone is going to die. Everyone is going to lose everything in this material world. But we will not lose Krishna. That is the main thing. We will not lose Krishna. Krishna is with us. And we need to recognize that fact. We need to understand that fact. Because Krishna is there with us all the time. Not even a single moment we are away from Krishna, or Krishna is away from us. Krishna is there all the time with us. So that way, if you understand this fact and simply fall in love with Krishna and do everything for Krishna and surrender unto Krishna and do everything only for Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we'll forget about this material world at the time of death. That's what is needed. At the time of death, we should be able to forget this material world. That's going to happen by Krishna's causeless mercy. So that way this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very important for us. Only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it is possible for us to ditch this material world, disconnect ourselves from this material world. So that way, it is not only helping us to save ourselves from this material ocean of material miseries, but now since we have got the opportunity, now we understand how to get rid of this material world. So now we have to save as many jivas, as many souls in this world as possible. That's what is very important, because that is the way for us to get out of this material world, because it is interlinked, it's interconnected. So the way for us to get out of this material world, to forget everything in this material world, to remember Krishna at the time of, and to go back to Krishna. It is the way is that we should actually spread this message to everyone. We should connect with all the devotees. We should make as many devotees as possible. And if we just do this service only, so then it is going to be very easy for us to remember Krishna at the time of death. Because when we are spreading this message all the time, we are remembering Krishna only. When we are telling someone that you attend Bhagavad Gita class every day, and then we are sharing this knowledge to others, so all the time we are going to glorify Krishna only. Because that's what brings us happiness. Real happiness comes to us simply by glorifying Krishna. That our heart is filled with, already Krishna is there in our heart. And if our mind is filled with Krishna, so that means we are going to be very happy. We are going to be extremely happy. But if our mind, there is no Krishna in our mind, then only we are going to be disturbed a lot. So the mind, when it is filled with Krishna, then mind is going to be very, very calm, very peaceful. So that's why in this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna is, when we study Bhagavad Gita, when we spread Bhagavad Gita, when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when we remember Krishna, see, one important thing is that when we start doing this, then Krishna will immediately take control of us. Then Krishna will start giving more and more service opportunities for us. We will find happiness in that service, definitely. But Krishna is not going to simply leave us to suffer in this material world. Once Krishna finds out that we are devotee of Krishna and we are interested in serving Krishna and we believe in Krishna, so then we will be able to submit ourselves to Krishna. So then Krishna can take control of us and Krishna can make sure that we go to Him, that we actually serve Him. So that's what is happening with all of us. So now we find so much bliss, so much happiness every day when we study this Bhagavad Gita. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are taking this very seriously. We are taking this very seriously and we are studying and we are understanding, and Krishna's mercy, we are making great progress. Every day we are making great progress. And we finished now 16 shlokas in the 9th chapter. I don't even remember when we started the first shloka. But we are studying every day, one shloka every day. So totally 700 shlokas. So at least 5 days a week we are studying. So that way, Krishna's mercy, we have come to the 9th chapter. So that means Krishna's causeless mercy is there. We are able to continuously make progress. Every day we are able to make progress. Every day we are able to study Bhagavad Gita. So this is, I have already finished many such cycles teaching Bhagavad Gita. So that means this is 5th or 6th cycle studying Bhagavad Gita, teaching like this, studying Bhagavad Gita. So that means Krishna is giving us more and more opportunities, pouring us with so much service opportunities to please Him. Once we started serving Krishna, then Krishna is going to give us great ideas. We will be able to make very excellent, wonderful plans, and we will be able to execute everything so nicely. All such things are going to happen by Krishna's mercy. So here by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished now 16 shlokas in the 9th chapter. In the 16th shloka we studied, Krishna said that when we are doing yajna, Krishna is saying that I am everything. I am a part of that yajna. And already we studied in the 5th chapter, last shloka, Krishna said that Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. So I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. I am the enjoyer of all offerings. So Krishna is the Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. And Krishna is the Sarvaloka Maheswaram. So he is the supreme controller of all the planets. So Sarvaloka Maheswaram, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheswaram, Sugridam Sarvabhutanam, and he is the well-wisher of all living entities. So if we just know that, Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, and Krishna is the supreme master of all the worlds, and Krishna is the well-wisher of all living entities. If we just know this Jnatva, again this Jnatva. If you remember, I was beginning in today's lecture with Jnatva. So Jnatva, that is Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam. Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam means anyone who knows that I am the origin, I am the beginning of everything. Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam, they will worship him. So Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, Devim Prakriti Mashitaga, Bhajanti Ananya Manaso Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam. So they will worship me, Bhajanti Ananya Manaso, without any deviation of mind. They will worship me all the time. Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam, by knowing that I am the origin of everything. And then Krishna is saying, is in the Jnatva, Yajnatva Mokshashe Asubhat. So here also Krishna is saying that Jnatva. So this Jnatva is very important. So if you know that, is Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheswaram, Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam, Jnatva Mam Santi Mrichati. Anyone who just knows that Anyone who just knows that I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. I'm the enjoyer of all results. Whatever we do, the results are owned by Krishna and the results are enjoyed by Krishna. So anyone just knows that Nyatva Mam, I'm the enjoyer of all these results. I am the supreme controller of all these planets, Sarvaloka Maheswaram, and I am the well-wisher of all living entities. Just by knowing this Nyatva Mam, Santim Richati, they are going to get peace of mind. So that is the source to get peace of mind. The peace of mind comes only when we know that Krishna is everything. Only when we know that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So then we are going to get peace of mind. Now in this sloka, what we are studying today, in the 9th chapter, 17th sloka, Krishna is continuing that Pitahamasya jagato mata tata mata data pitamahaha Vedyam pavitram omkara riksamaya jurevacha Pitahamasya jagato. So I am the father of all this world. Pitahamasya jagato. Krishna is the father. So even in the 14th chapter, Krishna says that Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavandiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija prataka pita. So all the living entities, so for that Brahma, there is Mahadyonihi, so there is the source, there is the mother, there is Brahman. So whereas I am the seed giving father, so I impregnate that Brahman. So that's what Krishna is saying. Dadami garbham. Mama yonihi mahad brahma garbindadam dadamyagam sambhavaga sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharatam. That's what Krishna is saying. Mama yonihi mahat brahma. Tasmin garbham dadamyagam. So I make it pregnant. So that way everything is coming. Everything is created. Sambhavaga sarva bhutanam tato yad bhavati bharat. So everything is produced from there. So that way Krishna is the supreme, Krishna is the seed giving father. So that's why Krishna is saying here that Pitaham asya jagato. Pitaham asya jagato mata. Krishna is the mother. Data. Krishna is the maintainer. So supporter. So mata, data. We call it as also in Tamil, I don't know if it is in other languages, the grandfather as Tata. So Tata means who is the supporter, who is the supporter. So here Krishna is saying that Data. So there is Pitaka Masya Jagato Mata Data Pitamaka. So Pitamaka is the grandfather basically. So Pitamaka. Then he is saying that I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandfather, I am the supporter, I am the well-wisher, I am everything. And Vedyam, I am to be known. Vedyam to be known. Even in the 13th chapter, when Arjuna asked the question, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnam Evacha Yetat Veditum Ichami Jnanam Nyayam Cha Kesava. So Jnanam and Nyayam. So what is to be known? So at that time also Krishna explains about himself as the super soul to be known. So here Krishna is saying that Vedyam. Even also the one sloka which I quoted in the 15th chapter, 15th sloka, Krishna says that Sarvasya Chagam Kriti Sannivishtu Mattaga Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvagi Aham Eva Vedyo. Of all the Vedas, I am to be known. So that's what Krishna is using here. Vedyam. Vedyam means I am to be known. So Krishna should be known. So that's what we need to study Bhagavad Gita. When we study Bhagavad Gita, we know about Krishna. So Pavitram, Krishna is the purifier. Krishna is the purifier, Pavitram. Krishna, just by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, our mind is purified. Just by the studying Bhagavad Gita, our soul is purified. So this Bhagavad Gita is a Pavitram. Krishna said that Naki Jnanena Sadarsam Pavitramika Vidyati. There is nothing else which is purer than this Bhagavad Gita. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Vidam Uttamam. So this Bhagavad Gita is the Pavitram, the purest one. So similarly, Krishna is saying that I am the purifier, Pavitram. So Vedyam Pavitram Omkara. I am the syllable Om. Omkara. So Omkara. And then Krishna is saying that Riksama Yajur Evacha. So I am also the Riksama and Yajur Vedas. So when Krishna said this, there were only 3 Vedas. We know that there are 4 Vedas now. But at that time, only 3 Vedas were there. Afterwards only when Vyasadeva compiled all the Vedas to make it simple, so that's why Vyasadeva made this Adharvana Veda. So Rik, Sama, Yajur, Adharvana Veda. But whereas Krishna is referring here only 3 Vedas, Rik, Sama, Yajur, Evacha. So Krishna is saying that I'm all these Vedas. So that way Krishna is everything. If Krishna is there everywhere, and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our mind should be filled with Krishna. So constantly we should remember only Krishna. We should forget about everything in this material world, because definitely anyhow one day we are going to be completely disconnected. We will be forgetting everything. We will be gone. That's it. But now we should actually practice doing that. We should practice forgetting about everything, because any of that's going to happen. So that is possible only by remembering Krishna. That means we should practice remembering Krishna. So that way we have got the great opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita every day. And we are making great progress by Krishna's mercy. So we have finished successfully the 17th sloka in the 9th chapter today. I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Guruji. We don't have any questions, but we have a lot of new devotees and regular devotees. So I'll unmute some.
During my lecture, was it audible, Prabhu? Somehow I didn't connect my Ethernet to the laptop, but everything was fine, correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji. Your voice was audible.
Okay, good, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And just 1 second, Prabhu. I'll also connect a cable to my laptop.
Sure, Guru.
Hello, Guruji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Now I have right from childhood
Yes,
been a devotee of Mahadev.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, then suppose I can also go and learn from you Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing wrong. Am I right?
Prabhu, Mahadev means you means Lord Shiva, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
So many times in this question came up, I clearly told Prabhu, Krishna only is Lord Shiva. So if you know that fact, then you can worship Shiva. That means you are worshipping Shiva. You can worship Krishna. That means you are worshipping Lord Shiva also. Because Krishna very clearly says that Rudranam Sankaras Chasmi. Of all the Rudras, I am Sankara. Krishna is saying that I am Lord Shiva. So in Brahma Samhita also, I have quoted many times that sloka. Lord Brahma is glorifying Krishna, that where like Kshiram Yata Jadi Vikara Visesa Yogat Sanjayate Nagi Tata Pratagasti Hetho Yasam Bhutam Api Tata Samupaiti Karyat Govindamadi Purusham Tamakam Pajami. So Kshiram is like milk and Dadi is curd. So Krishna is milk and Shiva is curd. So they both are same and one and same and different. So curd has come from milk only. So like that, Krishna is transformed into Lord Shiva to just execute a specific duty. So that is Yas Sambhutam Apitata Samupaiti Karya. So that's what Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So that way we should not be distinguishing, we should not be seeing them that they are different, they are same. So that way, if you worship Krishna, that means you are everyone is pleased, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. I'm unmuting Anand Kumar. Anand, you can talk with Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You understood everything clearly, Prabhu, today?
Everything. I understood everything, Guruji.